The mortgage crisis in the United Kingdom is growing. The housing crisis in the United Kingdom is growing. In recent days, we had an example of that, how the difficult situation is across the whole United Kingdom. The Bank of England decreased interest rate by just 0.25, and people are screaming and are happy because that happened. However, in Europe and around the world, the interest rate on mortgages was actually caught even stronger than in the United Kingdom. That means the mortgages are still one of the most expensive mortgages in the whole developed world. Together with the high prices in the United Kingdom and collapsing of the British pound, the situation is actually happening very quickly. Look at this chart. This is GBP to Swiss franc. The GBP lost from 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 1 Swiss franc per 1 pound. That means once you could get almost 7 million British pounds, 7 million Swiss francs for 1 million British pounds. Today you just get a little bit more than 1 million, actually 1.1 million Swiss francs for 1 million British pounds. It is a huge loss. The same is happening to gold. The British pound lost just since 2006. Just since 2006, around 900% to gold. Look at this. This is the chart of British pound and gold. The loss of the British pound actually is inevitable. It is happening all the time, every day, and we don't see that that will stop one day. We don't see that. Look at this. From 300 to 2,451 pounds today. But it was 2,600 already. From 300 to 2,600. It is 900% loss to the gold. They don't tell you that because you would actually spend all your British pounds buying gold. But remember, the gold in the United Kingdom is a dirty gold, and this is very difficult then to get this gold outside of the United Kingdom. The best to buy gold it is in Europe, the pure gold. The British gold is dirty gold. It is not the best, actually the cleanest, and that will be very difficult to sell it back later, and you will lose a lot of the price. The housing market. The housing market in the United Kingdom actually is getting worse and worse every month. The Europeans are getting out of the Great Britain, and instead of them, the people on boats are coming. Actually, there is a mass organized formula to get those people on boats and then put them in those camps, and then that will not stop because the British, they want it. They want it because they earn, and they have to replace other people that are getting out of the Great Britain, because the Great Britain also has a problem with the pension age and pension itself. The retirement age was set at 68. But there are many Europeans in the United Kingdom, and in their own country the pension age is 55 and 60. People will come back to Europe. Also, the houses in the European Union are so cheap compared to the British houses that are not a very good conditions. So in the United Kingdom, everything actually is collapsing. The British pound is collapsing to gold and Swiss franc, to dollar and euro. The mortgage crisis is growing as the high interest rate is so high that actually in the European Union you can have even 50% less interest rate on mortgage than in the United Kingdom. But if we compare the interest rate in Denmark or Sweden or Switzerland, it is even lower. Even Czech Republic has lower interest rate than the British. And the house prices are very cheap. very low compared to London, to Cambridge, Oxford, and other places. Houses in the Italy, Spain, Greece, even France are very cheap. There is no point to stay for the many Europeans now in the United Kingdom if we are taking into account the very late retirement age, very small pension, collapsing of British pound to gold, to euro and to everything, high interest rate, paid universities, etc., etc. Those what I am showing are data. Those that I'm showing, I haven't made up those data. Those data actually are even provided by the British companies, by the British institutions. This is what is happening in the United Kingdom. Well, you may think that is not true. Look at this. This is GBP to euro. GBP to euro. Once GBP was, look at this, in 2000, 1 GBP was 1.8 euros. So if you had pension of 1,000 pounds, you would buy for 1,000 pounds 1,800 euros almost. And you could live in very cheap Spain. But now you can't live in the Spain if you're British when you are retiring, because you are British and you go out and they go out of the European Union. You may live. They may allow you to live in Spain if you retire from the UK, but you need much more money than average British person, and the pension in the United Kingdom is very small. This is the reality at the moment. So once that was very good to be British, when the British pound was very strong, and for 1,000 British pounds you would get 1,800. But then that ended as the British pound went down to 1 to 1. So for 1,000 pounds in 2008 you would get only 1,000 euros. The standard of life in Great Britain was ended long time ago. And they extended just the this current standard of life in UK by putting interest high, by rising retirement age, and by high inflation. So people think they have more money, but they don't. This is the problem in the United Kingdom, that the changes are getting slowly, but every day. Slow, but every day, bit by bit. So people don't get it. The most of people are getting it now. But once the Europeans get out of the Great Britain, the Great Britain will be the full of people from the third world, and once that will happen, the Britain can actually become the third world country. It is sad, but it is true. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Send it to your mom, to your dad. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope to see you soon.